got your supplies together, your battery's charging. Now let's get your model ready to drive. Now the first thing we're going to do is glue the tires. The tires must be glued to the rims to keep the rims from spinning inside the tires. Use your instant CA glue to glue the tires, and always wear safety glasses when working with glue. To get started, turn the model up on its side. First we'll glue the inside rims. This will give you some practice where the glue doesn't show. Use your thumb to push the side of the tire away from the rim. Place 1 or 2 drops of glue into the opening and release the tire. Capillary action will draw the glue around the bead of the tire. Now do this at 4 or 5 points around the rim until the tire is completely glued. Then repeat the procedure for the other tires. Now let's do the outside of each tire. The process is the same. The Nitro Fortec rims are glued in the same manner.
Continue the same process with Revo tire gluing. The tires on your Revo are glued to the rims at the factory. We'll show you how to glue the tires on the rim so you can assemble a new set when the factory tires wear out.
If you get any glue on your fingers, use a bit of fingernail polish remover. It should help dissolve it. Next, we're going to set up your receiver antenna. Now, in your operating instructions packet, you'll find a thin tube like this and a small vinyl cap like this. The radio receiver in this model has a thin black antenna wire that exits the case. On the T-Max, the wire comes out of the receiver box on the chassis.
On Revo, the wire exits the rear of the receiver box shown here.
On other Nitro models, the receiver is in a protective balloon with the antenna wire coming out of the end of the balloon. Pull the wire straight with your fingers, then insert the end of the wire into the end of the antenna tube. Insert the base of the antenna tube into the molded post on the top of the receiver cover.
On Revo, insert the antenna tube in the back corner of the receiver box.
On other Traxxas Nitro models, the antenna post is on the chassis. Fold the remaining antenna wire over the top of the tube and secure it with the antenna tip. Don't shorten the length of the antenna wire. The length of the wire is tuned to the frequency band, and cutting it could severely shorten the radio system's range. Now let's put batteries in the radio system. We'll start with the transmitter. Remove the battery compartment door by pressing the tab and lifting the door up. Install the batteries, making careful note of the polarity. Reinstall the battery door and snap it close. Turn on the transmitter and check the power indicator for a solid red light. If the power indicator light flashes, then the transmitter batteries are weak or discharged. Replace them with new freshly charged batteries. The holder for the receiver batteries is located underneath the battery cover. The battery cover on the T-Max can be identified by the on-off switch. Remove the battery cover by removing the 2 3x10mm round head self-tapping screws from the cover. On the Nitro Rustler, the receiver batteries are located under the cover on the rear bumper. The cover is held on with 2 body clips. On the Nitro Fortec, the batteries are located on the chassis, behind the front right tire. Loosen the strap to release the battery holder. Now remove the battery holder and install 4 AA alkaline batteries into the holder. Use the diagrams molded into the battery holder to make sure the polarity is correct. Always use new or freshly charged batteries in the radio system. Place the battery holder back in the cover. Direct the wires through the slot so that the battery cover won't pinch them. Now reinstall the battery cover. Finally, secure the battery cover with the screws.
Revo is equipped with an integrated 5-cell rechargeable battery pack to power the radio system. The RX power pack must be fully charged before running the truck. Use the included RX power charger to charge the battery pack. The RX power charger is a peak detecting AC-DC charger. An AC power supply is included with Revo. A DC charge cord for field use is sold separately. Plug the end of the AC power supply into the back of the charger. Plug the AC power supply into any 110-volt wall outlet. With no battery connected, the green light on the face of the charger will light. Revo's charge jack is located under the chassis. Remove the rubber plug that protects the jack, Then plug the charge cord into the charging jack. The light on the charger will begin to flash, indicating that fast charging is in progress. The charger will shut off automatically, and the light will glow solid green when the receiver battery is fully charged and ready for use. It usually takes about an hour to fully charge the battery pack. Unplug the charging cord and replace the protective rubber plug. When the charger is not in use, wind the charging cord around the cord holder. To secure the cord, insert the end into the retaining slot at either end of the cord holder. Never leave your batteries charging unattended. Please read your operating instructions for additional precautions, procedures, and care for your battery and charging system.
Now let's get familiar with your Traxxas radio system. Before you ever turn on your radio system, you must clear your frequency by making sure that no one else in the area is using the same channel as you. There are 6 possible channels, each numbered 1 through 6, and they are represented by 6 different colors. Look at the crystal plugged into the back of your transmitter to determine which of the channels your truck is operating on. There's a chart in your operating instructions that tells you which color is associated with each channel number. Our crystal is blue, so we're using channel 6. One very important rule to remember is to always turn the transmitter on before you turn on the receiver switch in the model. Then always turn the receiver switch off before you turn off the transmitter. This procedure will prevent the model from receiving a stray signal and running out of control. Remember, the transmitter is always on first and off last. Also, never turn off the radio system while the engine's still running. Fully extend the chrome antenna mast on the transmitter and turn the switch on. The red indicator light on the transmitter should be solid red and not flashing. Turn on the receiver switch in the model. The switch on our T-Max is located on the battery cover. On the Nitro Rustler, the switch is mounted on the rear shock tower.
On the Nitro Fortec, the receiver switch is located on the chassis. On your Revo model, the switch is located on the top of the receiver cover.
Position the model so that the front wheels are off the ground. Turn the steering wheel on the transmitter back and forth and check for rapid operation of the steering servo. If the steering operates slowly, check for weak receiver batteries. When looking down at the model, the front wheels should point straight ahead. If the wheels are turned slightly to the left or to the right, slowly adjust the steering trim control on the transmitter until the wheels point straight ahead. Operate the throttle trigger on the transmitter and check for rapid operation of the throttle servo. When the throttle trigger is pulled back, the carburetor should open. When the throttle trigger is pushed away or forward, the brakes should lock. Our T-Max uses the TQ3 transmitter with the grip shifter. Operate the shift button on the transmitter. Check for rapid operation of the shifting servo. Push the shift button down for forward. The servo will push the transmission shift rod into the transmission. Push the shift button up for reverse, and the servo will pull the shift rod out of the transmission. Before each running session, it's a good idea to range test the radio system. Have a friend hold the model with the engine off. Make sure the antennas on both the model and the transmitter are fully extended. Operate the transmitter controls to make sure the radio system is working correctly. Walk away from the model with the transmitter until you reach the farthest distance you plan to operate the model. Operate the controls on the transmitter once again to verify the model responds correctly. Never operate the model if you observe any problem with the radio system.
Your Revo transmission is equipped with the OptiDrive electronic shift module. The OptiDrive electronically controls forward and reverse shifting on your Revo. It does not allow the truck to shift between forward and reverse until the unit is completely stopped. During normal operation, the green function LED is lit showing the unit is powered. When in motion, the sensor LED will flash a blue light that is timed to the RPM of the transmission. The blue light glows solid while the truck is stopped. The OptiDrive also monitors the charge level of the onboard receiver pack. If your OptiDrive's function LED is red, stop running your truck immediately and charge your Revo RX power pack.